Uh, Welcome, everybody. This is Abhinav. I am your hug leader. Uh, Quick brief about hugs. So, HubSpot user group, as you may have imagined, it's a community. It's a community-led program. It's been run across the world. There are about 160 odd hugs in the world right now. A lot of them are, you know, city based, but now there are also topic based hugs that are available to for you to join in. uh, I think till about 2 years ago or pre-pandemic, it used to be a city-based thing, so that the people in the community, in the local community, can join various people and hang out and learn from each other. But obviously, as we moved online a couple of years ago, the whole scenario changed, and we could now host hugs. And as we can see, people from New Zealand and UK are also here on a New Delhi hug, just because of the topic, right? So that's the good thing that has happened. You know Obviously we miss the physical interactions, but I think the good part is that there is a wider audience. So yeah, so these are held every quarter. I am one of the leaders of this hug. In India we have three, and you have to go through a selection process of why you should be eligible to lead a hug, and should be running a should be generally you should be running a HubSpot agency, because that's where a lot of learning happens. So agencies are generally so all the leaders are generally from agencies. Now HubSpot has started opening up to the organizations as well, other organizations as well. But in general, mostly you will always find people from agencies leading hugs. Uh, so you have to go through a selection process every year. You have to renew, and they will look at your performance. How did you do last year? Whether your hug was successful, whether people came in, all sorts of questions, blah blah blah. That happens. I've been there 4 years now. And when I say I've been there, I think it's mostly the Nisway team that's been there, because in general, there's a community within Nisway also, who will enable, or who will make sure that these events are always happening. By design, we have to do 4 events a year. Less, nobody questions it. But yeah, we've been so far consistent last 4 years, with 4 events a year. Hopefully next year we will be able to move to online plus offline kind of setup. So yeah, I mean, so there will be some connections and some tea and snacks, usually that happens, which enables the community to interact. But obviously, for the learning to go on, we will try to get it online as well. So yeah, so that's some of the things that we've been doing with the hugs. uh, I am personally a co-founder at Nisway. Nisway is a HubSpot elite partner. We've been partners now 6 years, and we became elite earlier this year. So yeah, so been doing some stuff around HubSpot, quite a lot of stuff actually. Last few sessions, we've been doing talking about marketing automation, and some of the case studies. We did a couple of sessions, quarters back. Every quarter we do it, right? So a couple of quarters back, we got it, leaders from HubSpot customer, and they talked about how they're using HubSpot as well. So all these recordings are available, uh, but obviously nothing better like a live interaction, right? So yeah, so that's the whole agenda. Nothing to uh, there's no promotion or any of that is supposed to happen. Yeah, HubSpot also says you just have to run it like any other community. Don't bother about pushing HubSpot or anything. And the good thing is that they generally tell their customers to join instead of prospects, so that way the customer learning happens. Yeah. I don't know how many of you are in the, if maybe a quick show of hands. Actually, you can't do a quick show of hands. So let's do if maybe in the chat, some of you can mention, are you a developer? Are you a marketer? Just to get an understanding of the audience. Uh, if you can just write D or M or S, developer, marketer, sales, whatever your, preferred role at your company is. Because some of you may be playing multiple roles. So yeah, so that's why I said preferred roles. That says marketer, uh, uh, developer. Okay, yeah. Also, quick question. Okay, let's wait for a few couple of more answers to come before I move to the next question. Developers. Okay, nice. Good. Yeah, we might be, getting into some technicalities as well. So good that we have a developer audience as well. Uh, Anybody who's attending the Hug event for the first time, maybe can just again just to get an idea of the audience. Uh, Okay, quite a few people for the first time. Okay, so I mean, just for just so everybody knows, so there, like I said, these events are held every quarter, but obviously you are free to join any other hug event that is happening anywhere around in the world. So you can subscribe to various cities or topics based hugs that you can just search for HubSpot or hugs. You will find the HubSpot landing page. There you can filter by cities or by topics, and to be notified of each of the hug event that is happening, or whenever that happens, you should subscribe to their feed. As a again, we can't send any other emails other than the hug invitation or follow up, or other than the hug event we can't send. So you don't have to worry about getting spammed about too many things. In fact, we don't even get to access your email id. This platform does not allow us to even access your email id, so we can just set a whoever has subscribed to this event list, they get notifications whenever the next event is on, or if the event is about to come in, right? uh, so yeah, so that's quick brief about the hug. I think let's get into the session. I have Deepak from my team. Deepak is a technical consultant at Nisway. He leads a lot of the solutioning practices, and ensures we are able to deliver best solutions for our customers. So CMS has been improving last couple of quarters, I should say, last 6 8 months. A lot of it has improved, so we thought it might be a good idea to talk about it. uh, yeah, I think let's dive into it. uh, Deepak, over to you.
All right. Thanks, Abhinav, for the quick intro. Um, all right. So I noticed that we have a lot of developer people over here. Just to be clear, I am not by background a coder, an engineer, or a developer. So yeah, pardon my lack of background knowledge on that. But yeah, usually we get marketing is in the a majority on, I think, the hugs we have so far. But I think this is a topic that has really attracted folks. So yeah, let's see how it goes. And I hope you'll find value in what we are going to discuss in the next 30 minutes or so. Yeah. Um, all right. Let me share my screen. Uh, I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the agenda for today. We will start with introducing the HubSpot CMS. We'll, basically talk about what are its key value propositions to each of the stakeholders that it caters to. Then we will move into, the question whether uh, HubSpot CMS is right for my business. Should I consider it to build my website or move my existing website to the HubSpot CMS? And then we will move into if in that evaluation you do find out that HubSpot CMS looks like a good bet for your business, then what could be how can you prepare for the migration? So what could be a checklist that of sort that you can use to help you better prepare to move your website to HubSpot CMS once you have evaluated that, yeah, this seems like a good bet. Okay. And then we will probably have the final 15-20 minutes for audience Q&A, where you can ask and clarify things that we have covered in the session. If there was any other questions which were not covered but still you want to clarify those, feel free to share those as well. Okay. uh, all right, cool. Then let's just move to what is the HubSpot CMS, a quick intro. See, as we have a lot of developer audience, and we have, I think the rest of us are marketers. So CMS, everyone understands softwares which help us, manage content that we push out on our websites. So HubSpot CMS's proposition is that it is flexible for marketers, powerful for developers, and for the customers, it provides a personalized and secure experience. Okay, so the words you have to focus on that are being highlighted over here. Uh, so marketers want, speed. I have been a marketer before I moved into solutioning. I know I don't want to, if my event is, a few weeks down the line, I don't want to my developer to take 3 more days to build my landing page, and then 2 more days to make a small change in it, right? So we want that flexibility, we want that speed, so that we can move really quick and really fast. So that is what HubSpot CMS's proposition is for marketers. That it's really really flexible, um, allowing you to turn around things rather quickly compared to probably whatever other CMS you might be using right now. Okay. Uh, then it for the other stakeholders, which is basically the developers, it is a powerful CMS. So I think these days, not these days actually, it's been quite some time, but no code has been quite a, trend in the industry. And earlier, I'll be honest, I've seen like HubSpot CMS being touted as a code platform, but now it has. I would like to think it has consciously moved away from that upfront proposition, because eventually more and more people were realizing, including my colleagues and myself, that no code, if it is actually no code, then it would mean you are giving up on a lot of functionalities and features that you might want, or the experience that you might want to give to the end customer. And if the platform allows you to give that experience, then definitely developers have a role to play in it, and it is not really no code, no developer platform. So HubSpot, I think, also has realized the same. So what it has tried to, so it has tried to move away from that kind of a proposition or offering, but rather, try to get more, enable its system so that it helps developers adapt to the system with their current processes. So now there is, local development allowed. So developers who are here, they might be more, familiar with the concept of local development, and everyone have their entire thing set up on their machine, and they prefer, they have like a whole set of library of shortcuts and everything that they have set up on their machine, and they prefer, things move really fast for them if they are able to use all of those libraries of shortcuts and codes that they have built in, and if they are able to leverage those while building something for any CMS for that matter. So HubSpot has adapted the platform so that now it allows local development. And then similarly, serverless functions is another feature which allows developers to quickly uh, build functions for features like calculators, etc., without needing server access or coordination with the IT guys, so to speak. Yeah. Uh, So that is some of the powerful things that HubSpot has brought in, keeping in mind the developer stakeholders. Over here there are if we move to the CMS enterprise offering, CMS enterprise offering of HubSpot, there are also automatic code alerts in the platform, which also helps run a very clean and efficient best practice sort of code or in on your website. So there are automatic code alerts that is a feature in the enterprise offering of the CMS. Okay, and then finally, which has always been HubSpot's push, which is that for the end customer it's a personalized experience. The secure part here is more to serve the IT stakeholders who are in bigger organizations, and even in smaller organizations. If they have a huge traffic, then security is always a concern. So a platform which has 24/7 security team monitoring happening, and other security things, which it's like HubSpot offers you managed hosting and managed security without actually having to pay for it separately. Like you just pay for the CMS, and it's like a bundled service that you get, which is managed hosting, managed security. They have teams deployed which monitor the servers 24/7. It has a 99.99% uptime, measured uptime. So all of those benchmarks that are there in the industry, the CMS, HubSpot CMS, offers those, and then goes beyond. um, I'll come back to the personalized, aspect as well, because I've just, gone through it, because personalization has always been the first, value proposition of the HubSpot CMS platform, because, they have built it on top of their CRM. And when the CRM is full of rich data of customers, prospects, etc., then it's a gold mine for personalization in terms of the content that you are building, the website you are building. So think of it like this, that if you put the right brain, put the right strategy, then it's basically you are hosting a website. You are hosting infinite number of websites for your visitors in one platform, at the cost of at the hosting and maintaining and running cost of one website. Basically, that's what personalization allows you to do. Um so that has been the value proposition of HubSpot as a CMS so far. There is more uh, detail for each of the stakeholders, as I said, like for marketers, being able to easily create and personalize website pages and optimize for conversion. So main proposition is conversion, for the marketers. And going forward, what we will introduce, as there will come the question of evaluating HubSpot CMS. We have come across with a framework, that a simple framework that could help you decide if this is a CMS that you should seriously start considering. Okay, so that is the framework we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, um, seeing it for further stakeholders. So for marketers, conversion is a very main pitch of the HubSpot CMS. They provide you all the tools that you need to optimize your conversion, be it personalization, and not just tools, which are kind of available. Say, if you're talking about a website, a WordPress is a CMS, then you get the tools, or you get various form plugins, that can help you capture the lead. So all of these are there in HubSpot. Those things are available, but where it really differentiates is that it sits on top of your CRM data. So there is personalization, which helps you talk directly to the customer. So it's like uh, the someone, that person has not visited your website. In fact, it is reading, one of your email or one of your letter that you have sent or written directly to them. So it's that, that's basically the potential of the platform is with the personalization that it offers. There is dynamic content. There is A/B testing, which can be, run without involving any any kind of which does not require any kind of, tech intervention. All of these tools essentially make it a very powerful platform for marketers who are looking to focus on conversion and who are not currently, happy with the number of leads that their website is generating right now. Okay. For marketers in the audience. For developers, like I spent quite a lot of time earlier. But yeah, for developers, who are here, uh, I'm not sure, because we didn't get the time to capture like how many of you have already built anything within HubSpot as a developer, like a theme or a template or a module or not. But you know, I have been working with the developers with my teammates for the last 3-4 years on the HubSpot CMS platform, and I've seen experienced this change that has come on, starting from allowing for local development that has that helps the team reuse a lot of what they have been building for different customers, to things like code alerts, to things like flexible. So first they brought in something called as module. Now they brought in sections. So it basically what HubSpot is doing is that it is allowing developers to create, it is helping them create more and more bandwidth for themselves so that they can do newer and more creative and more challenging work, instead of doing the same repetitive slider that they have built over and over and over again. So that is what it is allowing, by build getting features, bringing in features that really cut down on their time they need to spend on repetitive things, so that the bandwidth gets created for developers to really build very ambitious projects on HubSpot essentially. Yeah. Mm. And while I'm presenting, it's kind of one way, but I just want to mention that you can keep putting your questions and comments right in the chat as we are going along, and Abhinav and others are taking a note of it, so we can take them up in the Q&A section later on. Right now, I'm not able to see those and reply to them in real time, but yeah, we'll take them towards the end. So feel free to put your comments at this point as well. Okay, continuing with the IT teams, who is a very important stakeholder for HubSpot, albeit not someone who is as involved with the CMS or who is, let's say, the user of the platform as much, but yeah, who is certainly a decision maker when we talk about larger companies or enterprise level CMS buying decisions. The good thing is that whether you are buying HubSpot CMS Enterprise or you are just exploring HubSpot CMS Free or Starter, the hosting reliability that you get and the 24/7 security teams that are being mentioned, they are common across all those tiers of HubSpot CMS essentially. So it's not really there is a good benchmark of security being set up, and as obviously as everyone knows, if someone is paying more, they will be obviously given more security, but there is a good benchmark and good higher level of standards being established by HubSpot in terms of their uptime, in terms of their security in terms of the CDN that they provide with, irrespective of what plan you are on, SSL, which is built in, application firewalls and all of these SSO features and everything else that it provides for IT teams. Yeah. So there is a good, above industry standard security, benchmarks being established by HubSpot, and then as your security needs increase, they do have the scalability for the same, in their platform. Uh, okay, so that's what is HubSpot, and that's what it is saying it can do. But I'm sure you'll have the question, but is it for me? And probably another question, that is it for me right now? Do I need to engage in this decision right now? Uh, so for this to help you with, this sort of a discussion, while on the internet, you can find a lot more comparison guides. So we've not tried to, engage or repeat that content. I think what we can do is, some of those links we can, include in our slides when this content is sent over to you after this session. So those things are handy for you. But what we have tried is essentially, come up with some questions, come up with a framework that can, help you decide, which whether you are leaning towards trying out HubSpot as a CMS, or at this moment you should, not consider it and give it a thought after things have changed, fundamentally. So let me just, so this is like a framework and the questions you could ask yourself, kept it very layman, and kept so that you don't really need to Google or try to know any technical features of HubSpot to be able to answer, but more like business fund related to business fundamentals. So what I'll go right into the template that we have created. Um, Can is it still visible, the template, and also readable for everyone, or do you want me to zoom further? Uh,
Yeah, maybe one person zoomed in
okay,
a little bit. Yeah,
is it better?
this is great. Yeah.
All right, great. Okay, so essentially, what we have done is, had some questions again, questions related to business fundamentals, and keeping in mind, so that you can evaluate your current business context. Again, I want to highlight the term current, because these days business context changes quite often. So this is, if you are evaluating today whether you should consider HubSpot as a CMS option for your business, then probably these 8 questions could be a good starting point for you. And then from there onwards, like I said, there are a lot of feature level comparison guides and etc which are there on the market, which we'll be happy to attach with our slides, and help you move further in your decision. So there is column A, which is about the different dimensions of the business. Does the CMS align with uh, your business readiness? Does the CMS align with your objectives? And does the CMS align with the skills readiness you have right now? So the skills you have within your business, basically. So, for example, the first question that you are asking is, are you already using HubSpot's marketing or and Sales Hub? So, if you are already a customer of HubSpot Marketing Hub or Sales Hub or both of them, then you can simply choose one of these answers. Yes, no, can't say. I think uh, so for example, I chose over yes, yes, we are using. So I'm just doing a dummy, exercise on how you can go about this questionnaire for your own business. and that will eventually help you decide your next steps, whether you should evaluate HubSpot or you should take a step back for now. Yeah. Similarly, and I'll also tell you the reason behind each of these questions, so that you know why these questions and why not something else. Like earlier mentioned, the features such as dynamic content, features such as personalization, these really have a lot of power and leverage that you can really leverage them a lot if uh, you are using HubSpot as a for your marketing team or for your sales team. So these, as you would understand, all these features, personalization, dynamic content, or smart content, are things which are powered by the data behind it, the data CRM. Okay, so if you are using HubSpot as a CRM tool and you have your prospect and your customer and everything in between, data within it, then the power of the CMS kind of goes 5x or 10x. It can realize you more, way more value than if you are not using one of these the marketing hub or the sales hub, so to speak. So that is why we have kept this question. um, Similarly, if account based marketing is something that a part of your overall marketing strategy right now, then HubSpot CMS is a great bet, because in account based marketing, you must you'll have eventually tactics. If you are not having right now, you'll have tactics of one to many and one to one campaigns you will be running, which would need you to basically create those many landing pages or variation of your campaign landing pages. And that is where HubSpot's smart content or dynamic content features come into play. Help you manage your account based marketing with a lot more smaller team, because the tool gives you that additional power that your core set of people can leverage to again manage campaigns for you know can manage a one to many campaign or a one to one campaign, where you are targeting say 10 top accounts, and for each of those accounts you want to show them a personalized landing page. So that is again something, that is why we have kept this question. Again, the power of the CMS goes manifold. If you are from a business point of view, if this is something relevant for you. Yeah. uh, so let's just say I say no over here. Okay. We're not engaging in account based marketing. Great. Then alignment with objectives, and these are objectives of your website essentially, and objectives from a website point of view. You as a website manager, you know, or essentially what we are asking is whether your website is supposed to generate leads. I know it sounds a very a stupid question to ask, but yeah, we have seen customers, especially people, I think we have sorry, I forgot the name, but yeah, um, agency from UK. I think they are in engineering and manufacturing, and probably their customers. I'm not sure how many, how relevant is for them, for their customer, the website is. Is it just a brochure website for branding and some digital presence, or is it also supposed to generate leads? So there are definitely, businesses where website is not supposed to generate a lot of leads, just exist as a digital identity, as a identity, and as a branding thing. So that is why this question is there. If for you the answer is obviously, the options are quite simple, so you can just say yes if your website is supposed to be generating leads, and that's a key objective that you have from your website. um, then a question of more of a need based question, that are you currently happy with the turnaround, that just mentioning your turnaround time for a new page on your current CMS. So whether you are using something like a WordPress, Craft CMS, or a Drupal, or any other CMS, Are you happy with the speed at which you want to build a new page and when it actually goes live? Are you happy with that speed at the moment? If you're based on what it is for you, you can answer very simply. You can say yes and you can say no. And then similarly, we have, are you happy with the on-page SEO performance of your website? So based on that, if you say, can't say right now, there is also an option of can't say, because yeah, there might be some, when you are doing this, there might be some aspects which you might not be actually knowing, whether you could be indifferent about certain of those aspects. Uh, Similarly, what HubSpot, there is a question page speed, which is a really important factor when it comes to your performance, your organic performance, your website's organic performance, and how much traffic it is able to capture and which ranks your content is ranking on. And if that is something that you have measured and you have seen that your in page speeds, Google's page speed, your server response time shows as red or yellow, and you are not able to get it to green, then probably that is something also you should like, website is supposed to be fast, right? That is the objective of a website, that it is fast. It is easy to take new pages live. It is generating leads, and from an SEO point of view, it is ranking, and it is getting the performance that you want it to achieve. So these are essentially these four questions tackle at what like I said, the dimension of objectives that you might have from a website. And that is why we have this again. Yes, you have noticed it, and this is something which is bugging you, so that you can answer as a yes. um, Now, when it comes to what is your skill readiness when you move into a platform like HubSpot CMS. So you could be someone who would say, let me have the tool first, and then the skills I will build. So then this section could be something you can answer as yes over here, because you don't really because you are sure that you'll build these skills if you don't have. But yeah, if you are someone who first want to be ready, or at least in a good place where they know they could be leverage the future features that they are going to get, so then you can answer these questions with more criticality as to how things stand for your business. So we have the first question, which is, do you have the skills, whether in-house or from an agency partner that you're working with, or any other outsourced, team or freelancers? That do you have the skills to run CRO tactics like A/B testing? Because yeah, HubSpot will provide you the features, but yeah, some brain has to go into what you are going to test, to maintain it, to measure it, and to evaluate it and document it for future iterations. So all of that skills and bandwidth you have to evaluate for yourself, and then basis that you have to answer. Similarly, what you have to answer here is, are you already using HubSpot landing pages or and block tool? That also tells that you are familiar with how uh, so if you are a HubSpot marketing customer, then these two tools, landing pages and blog, are something which HubSpot provides to their marketing hub customers. And if these are the tools that you are already using, then that does mean that as a content admin of the site, you are aware of how a page is created in HubSpot, or how a new blog post is published in HubSpot. So those skills you already have in place, and if you have those, then that's really good sign that from a skills readiness point of view, you are probably uh, at the right position in this moment, and then to go ahead and try out the HubSpot CMS essentially. So what once you answer these questions, a score like this is generated, and you might have noticed that this the background color changes from red to yellow to green. So essentially, based on the number of positive responses you have, the score is determined and the color is determined. So if it is green, then essentially what it means is that you should go ahead and uh, start on your next comparison, which could be a checklist, a migration checklist, or more comparison on a feature to feature level. You can go you can start to seriously consider about moving your website to the HubSpot CMS, because from a business readiness point of view it makes sense, from an objective point of view it makes sense, and from a skill readiness point of view, yes, it does make sense for you to now evaluate HubSpot as your next CMS. If it is something of a yellow, then it is up to you whether you want to like it can go either way. We would suggest in such a scenario you can try out with a HubSpot CMS free version, and then play with it for a bit and see how that is working out for you and your team, and then take on the call to really upgrade based on your specific requirements to maybe a paid version. And if it is red, then that means that right now it's a better bet to remain on the current CMS or evaluate some other CMS, but not HubSpot, because clearly the business dimensions uh, that you have evaluated are not supporting this decision. So that is something we have we'll share with you along with the slides. You can just copy this and use this for yourself. You can also feel free to modify it a bit. Again, something that we think are important questions while evaluating CMS from a business point of view. But if you see something is missing here, or um, uh, you know um, more dimensions could be added or changed, then feel free to also modify it, and even share it with us on any of the social media, that any modifications you have done on it or come up with it. We would love to know how you are running with something of this sort. Yeah. So that. Let's just move to the next part of our agenda, which is essentially, if this uh, if this is green, then what do you want? What should be your next thing? So in that case, what we have prepared is a migration checklist for you guys. Again, this is more of a pre-migration checklist. So before, I think in between these two, you'll probably want to do like a feature by feature comparison, or read a bit of reviews, or try to decide which plan you want to try first. Right? Like we said, if it is sort of a yellow result, then you might want to start on the free version and then see how it is going, and then move to a paid version if required. Uh, so those things, again, a lot of resources for that in the market, and we will attach some of those which we find helpful with the slides of this session that we'll send across. Okay. So that will help you with that part. But yeah, once you have decided that you are going to move your current website to the HubSpot CMS, then this could act as a handy task list for yourself. If you use this, then it can definitely ensure that from your the pre-migration phase is well handled, and um, it will not be a scenario where you have done the migration, the old CMS is out, and you realize that some of your pages are now hitting 404 because they were never in your list of content. So those kind of embarrassing situations you will avoid with a checklist like this. Uh, uh, I think I will, it's a, everything here is kind of very self-explanatory. So I'm not going to, go one by one of this checklist, something you can refer to, more like a template that you can refer to later on. So yeah, that's that from I think my point of view. And now what I would really like is taking some of your questions, and then yeah, carry the discussion with that.
Deepak, one of the question that has been asked is if you can explain what are dynamic pages and how to maybe how to create. If you can give an overview of that.
Okay, sure. All right. So essentially, there is a feature in HubSpot called as smart content, that helps you create dynamic pages. So what it does is, that suppose you have a banner section in which you have written, uh, in which you have put that welcome to Nisway's website. Just a random example, okay. And now, when so you what you want is that, if for example, someone is visiting on that page from India, then it should, instead of saying welcome to Nisway's website, it should probably say the same thing but in Hindi, for example. Few generalizations, so pardon me, but yeah, it says that in Hindi based on the location of the visitor. Okay. So then it is a feature. Smart content is a feature that allows you to do that. That based on the country dimension, you are able to, on the same page, just have different content served to different visitor bases, the country that they are visiting from. So similarly, you can do this for various other countries that are in your target market.
So just to take it further, I mean, can I use, let's say, CRM properties? Let's say I can choose, if I am signed in or I have, let's say, downloaded an ebook from your website earlier, and the next time I go to your website, can you show me welcome Abhinav instead of welcome to, um, welcome Nisway, for
Yes,
example?
yes, yes. Yeah, because there are developers, I can take it a more technical.
Sure.
So yeah, obviously this will depend on whether you are visiting from the same browser where HubSpot at the first time stored the cookie. If the answer to that is yes,
Mhm.
then definitely the page will show you welcome Abhinav instead of whatever is the default content over there. Yeah.
Okay. So let's say the cookie is there, and as a normal user, I don't, go and delete my cookies. So based on whatever properties you have in your HubSpot account for me, like, HubSpot property, let's say you have my email address, you have my, let's say, phone number, various other things. Let's say you have my purchase history. So you can
Mm.
show me the content relevant to that next time. Let's say I've purchased a phone. So next time I visit your website, you can show me, hey, you need this phone cover because you purchased that phone because you have that in your history. Is that what you're saying? I can do that.
Yes, yes. So HubSpot essentially allows you, if people go back and try to, do this, you will definitely not see the option of, differentiate the content by product. But what HubSpot allows you is differentiate based on list, who is a member of which list. And
Okay.
lists in the list tool in HubSpot is something that you can create a list based on any property that is there in HubSpot. So like you said, if product is a property and I have your product history, then based on that you can be part of my certain lists. And I, based on those list memberships, I can show different content to whoever is the member of those lists, compared to people who are not member of that list or part of another list.
Got it. So, I mean, this can be used for a lot of cases, even in account-based marketing. If I'm, let's say, using, my landing page to target a particular account, I can just, do the dynamic elements using that. Somebody from McKinsey visits, I can say, hey, McKinsey is using our services. If somebody, let's say, from Tata Motors is visiting, so we can say Tata Motors instead of McKinsey, right? You can do all of that, you're saying.
Yes, yes. That's why, account based marketing was a key, was, in fact, we felt that it's so big, like the platform's value and features get so hugely leveraged if you are someone who is trying to utilize already involving in account based marketing. That is why it's like a separate question in that evaluation framework, whether you
Okay.
are using an ABM strategy or not. Yeah. Mm.
Got it. Okay. Great. From a developer standpoint, again, is there a have you seen, based on your experience, have you seen anything that, that, let's say, compared to WordPress, the development in HubSpot is faster or easier, or is it more difficult?
Um, okay. Because so there is definitely a small learning curve involved because of while HTML, CSS, and JS is there, there is also the HubSpot templating language Hubble. So there is a slight learning curve for developers who have not at all worked in HubSpot and they are going to work in HubSpot for the first time. So, but would say is that any developer who is hands-on, what we have seen in our team also, who's hands-on with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, they usually within a week get very comfortable and familiar with coding in HubSpot essentially.
Okay, but okay, that's great to know. So 1 week is all you're saying. If somebody knows WordPress, is you can make the switch.
Yes.
And so then the follow-up question is that, is Hubble like really required to build websites, or is it a good to have expertise?
Um, yeah, you build solutions, which are more scalable, which are more fundamentally strong if you know Hubble, because you can, think of it like, uh, let's just say, so Hubble has a lot of variables that it provides. These variables help you, leverage the CRM data that you might have or the logics that you want to build in your website. So Hubble, knowledge of Hubble, actually allows you to, take advantage of all these shortcuts and variables that HubSpot has built instead of building the same logic, using JavaScript. Uh, to filter something or to return a certain response on a certain input. Those you can do, obviously build those everything, all those logics out using JavaScript. But if Hubble, then you might already have a variable that can do that for you. Don't have to write the entire JavaScript for that. So yeah, it definitely help if you know Hubble. uh, and this is something which as you start coding in HubSpot, you keep building on it. So this is not something which you will say, okay, 10 days, after 10 days I will know Hubble. It's like you start coding in a HubSpot, and that will require, like, certain assignments will require you to do solve certain things which will make you learn some Hubble, then some more, and then some more. Sort of, that's how you basically go.
Okay, so the more, I mean, what I'm understanding, if you learn it, you can do more complex things, but simple plain vanilla website you can just do without a Hubble, uh, usage as well.
Yes, you don't have to be really very hands-on with Hubble. Yeah, you can start with the boilerplate, which has most of the things, and then build on top of
Got
that.
it. Got it. Got it. A couple of more questions here. What is the website backup system in HubSpot? Is it manual or automatic? Do we have backup system? I'm not sure.
So,
Yeah.
not necessarily a backup system, as we, are used to in something like a WordPress, where you have to take a backup, before at a weekly duration, or you can be using a managed hosting service, which is doing that for you on its own. What HubSpot essentially do is they have real-time, version histories that they maintain. So, and that is completely automatic, that is not at all controlled. So anyone who has probably created pages in HubSpot, or for that matter emails in HubSpot, or templates in HubSpot, they can see that there is a version history which is being maintained for all the changes. And yeah, if they've done like a incorrect thing, then they can revert to the previous version right then and
Okay. It's
there.
just like how it used to be in computers, right? I can restore to
Control
an old.
Z, there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
control
Got it.
Z.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, restore to a previous, let's say 5 years ago version, whatever. I can
Yes.
do all of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Got
Yes.
it. Okay,
Uh,
so that's sort. Just to be sure, I mean, Nawal, did that answer your question about backup, or was it something else that in terms of backup, did you have in mind? Uh, while Nawal answers, there is another question which says, "Can we move my?" Okay, it was good answered. Okay, great. Thanks, Nawal. Another question actually from Nawal only. Can we move my WordPress website to HubSpot in one go, keeping the UI in mind? I don't think. I think that would be magical. I don't know.
yes, that would be. Yeah, too magical. I think by one go he means like he clicked a button and the migration has happened. Yeah, I mean, what will we eat in that case, and what jobs we will do once we have a world like that. But yeah, jokes aside, now also basically the blog can HubSpot has actually built for blog migration, it has built uh, a tool that can allow you to move into a HubSpot blog quite smoothly. So that is something which is there for the website pages. It still requires you to first create the templates so that you have a place where you can move the content as it was existing in your WordPress website. But yeah, for the blogs, HubSpot does have a blog migration tool that helps you. Just what you can do is just provide the URL of your WordPress blog, and then HubSpot scans it. What you have to additionally do is, in this scenario, that you either create a blog template in HubSpot which matches. Uh, yeah, yeah. You so basically So blog migration tool is there. Website migration is migrating the website content is still manual at the moment in HubSpot. Yes. By the way,
Also, in both the cases, the UI is not migrated, right? The UI you will have to still work on. Even if you move the blog, I mean,
yes,
you have to create the UI in HubSpot.
yes, you have to have the UI in HubSpot first. Sometimes what we have seen is customer is okay with, customers get lucky or are okay with finding a template in the marketplace, which is almost, 90-95% same as their, existing UI. So they go ahead and get that template. And then, after that template is in place, then they, migrate the blog with the tool that I mentioned. Hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Naval, content can be migrated easily. UI need to be in place before you start migrating, your content. Yeah.
Uh, cool. Also, you have another question. Okay. Provide a development environment for the website.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, I think that's there,
Yeah,
right?
there is something called as content staging. That is provided within your HubSpot portal. There is also additionally you can sign up for free for a developer sandbox. uh, you know so that is something, if you are so content staging is something which is useful if you are already using HubSpot CMS and looking to redesign your HubSpot CMS website. So then you use something like a content staging. If you are not yet a HubSpot CMS user, then what I would ideally recommend, the pathway is that you first sign up for a free developer sandbox account, build your entire website on that sandbox account, and then you can go to HubSpot, and then that sandbox, whatever you have built, can be converted into an actual CMS, HubSpot CMS account, and go with that. Reverse proxy. Okay, so as I'll be honest, as a keyword, I did see that on HubSpot's website, but like I said, I do not have a background in engineering or IT to actually know, what kind of, uh, what it is actually, and whether that's supported or not. Ashish from the team is saying that it is possible. Yeah, I also saw that in their enterprise CMS Hub Enterprise, reverse proxy is a feature, which is available. Um, but yeah, more details. I'm afraid I am not in a position to share. Yeah, more about it.
Deepak, did we
Uh,
mention about something for a trial um, or
yes,
beta for? See, I seem to have
sandbox.
missed that part. Sandbox account. Okay.
Yeah,
So is that something that we need to enable or can people do it themselves?
they can.
Okay. So is there a link? Can you share the link in the
Yes,
chat?
yes,
How
yes.
people can sign up?
I'm just doing that. Uh,
Got a couple of DMs asking me for the for that. So I'm wondering.
so I've just yeah put it in the chat. And sign up. This is your free. This will become your CMS developer sandbox. They have the quick starter guide also on the CMS, so that can also help if it's your first time. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Thanks for that. There's another question meanwhile. Uh, can we make login add card functionality in HubSpot or fully functional e-commerce websites? I doubt. What do you think?
Uh, so yeah, HubSpot. There are customers who have started, especially on the enterprise. If you have the enterprise, subscription to the CMS, then yes, there are websites, e-commerce websites, which now exist on HubSpot, especially with features of product library, where you can store up to 1 million products and everything. It is now possible, but yeah, it is on the enterprise version. Yeah.
Enterprise only.
Mm.
With the payment gateway, okay, I didn't know that. Ashish, is the payment gateway eligible for India or is it only for US? Or Deepak, maybe you know the answer.
With for US businesses. HubSpot
Okay,
payments feature it is, and payment gateway is like the payments feature is available in versions previous to lower to the enterprise version as well.
okay,
Because yeah, with the payments tool, like starter has payments and professional has payments and enterprise obviously has payments because the
okay,
payments tool is a commission based tool. But yeah, for now it is only available to the US customers.
got it. Good. Good. I know we've exceeded a little to about 10 minutes, but are there any other questions? Since we are here invited as well, stand and see. David, you've been up for long. I think special, preference to you if you have a question. Must be what, almost close to 1 a.m. for him. All good. Okay. Okay, yeah. Anyway, we will be sending this recording and we will be sending this presentation, the Excel as well that Deepak you shared, right? Okay, great. Yeah, so we'll be sharing everything, and as you can see, the links for your goodies are there. It's end of year, so just a few more, I think, mugs and stuff are left. So please go ahead, get yourself some goodies, HubSpot goodies, some mugs like these, probably. Yeah. Uh, Alrighty, thank you so much. Then, in that case, thank you so much, everyone. Like we said, we will be sending over the recordings, so you can feel free to share it with your team, and probably you have our email addresses, or if not, at least this way, you can go to the website if you have any more queries. Happy to answer. You can reach out to us. And in general, so this marks the closure of 2020 editions of Hugs. We'll be back next year. Hopefully, HubSpot approves us again, and we'll be back usually by February or March is when we do the first. And let's see if we can do online plus offline as well. But yeah, it's been a good year. HubSpot has got a lot of changes, and thankfully they've been making good progress with the CMS tools. There is a good marketplace. You can go search for templates, modules. A lot of stuff is there. A lot of free stuff is also there. Even we've published a few themes on the marketplace, all for free. Feel free to download. Also launched an app. It's called Tidbits, where we optimize your website images automatically so that you don't do it manually, and the website SEO speed stays intact or improves if your images are heavy. again available in the marketplace. You can check that out if you like. And in general, we'll be working more on the HubSpot CMS next year. So hopefully, a lot more complex themes and more modules and applications around that. Um One last question: are the free themes secure, available in? Yeah, I mean, HubSpot does a thorough check on everything that goes into the marketplace. They review your code and everything, and then they often reject if it does not pass the HubSpot guidelines. They're more more like Apple in that sense. They will review everything before they let anything go to the marketplace. So yeah, short answer, yes. But yeah, to give you confidence, HubSpot reviews, and we've had when we published our themes, we had to go multiple rounds of approvals eventually to get our themes approved. So yeah, uh, yeah, vulnerabilities and all. I don't will take care of it. I think. I mean, they would have done the checks, but still, obviously, with HubSpot, yeah, in the theme, I understand, Naval. I think it's the same thing like WordPress. You can publish a theme, and then if WordPress makes some changes, some of your old theme can have some vulnerability because of the new thing that WordPress may have published. So it's the same thing, with HubSpot also. They would keep improving the platform, and because of a change, a previous version of a theme may have some problem. So yeah, that can happen. But yeah, generally HubSpot does a good check of everything, so should be good. You should be good. Yeah, you should be in safe hands, I should say. Uh, cool. So yeah, so various times at various places. I know it's good evening at most of the places, but yeah, we'll see you again next year. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you around. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Which career